Good morning, everyone. I'm Rebecca Gabriel. Welcome to Living with Spice and today's daily card reading. I hope you are keeping well. It's Wednesday, the 17th of November, but of course, whenever you see this message, it is relevant for you. Now, today's message, I have pulled a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And the card that's come up for today is Go to the Sea. Let's talk about being in flow. Yeah, it's really beautiful when life is in flow for us, where everything seems to go nice and smoothly, conversations flow, events happen easily, what we need just seems to occur, and everything seems to be smooth. And it's really wonderful when we get those moments in our life. But of course, we don't always have those moments. We're not always in flow or in sync with ourself. We're not always listening to our higher self, the guidance from our higher self. And sometimes we can find ourselves in situations where there's a lot of resistance, or what I like to call prickly energy. And that causes us to get a little bit stuck and to have moments where we're feeling prickly or we're going through the ups and downs of life. And that can be a little bit challenging if we're trying to find some clarity about how to interpret events around us and how to make sense of what we're doing, what we're thinking and feeling. So, very interesting times. Now, the message here from the Oracle is that there are times when things are fluid and effortless and times when they're not. But the guidance is, do your best to ride the waves, the ebbs and the flows, and ride the waves of the opportunities that are formed when we have everything come together, when everything seems to synchronize beautifully. And allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow, like a river into what is called the sea of life. Yeah, much easier when we just surrender, when we just allow and we are trusting that things are going to work out. Now, a lot of the success of what we want to manifest and how we want things to flow, even just simply in our day-to-day, comes from our own energy. So if our energy is in flow, which is determined by our thoughts, how are we thinking about things? Are we resisting and doing the yes but this and the yes but that? What if this? That's a lot of resistance energy. But if you're just taking one moment at a time and you're accepting things as they come up and you're dealing with things as they come up, then you're more likely to have an energy that's harmonious, and that creates a beautiful energy of flow. And of course, whatever's going on within you is going to determine how your experience of the external world is happening. Yeah. So you notice if we're having a crabby morning, we've woken up on the wrong side of the bed, so to speak, and we're feeling a bit scratchy with everything and everyone, then the rest of the day has a tendency to be that way. So our external world seems to reflect that back to us. However, if we're going to get up and have a great day, we're going to be in pause, in flow, and just breathing through our morning, accepting what is, going about our business, and having a sense of being in sync with nature, being in sync with others. It's really about creating that calmness within in order to have the calmness in your external experience. Now, when we take this message to looking at how we are in relationships, there are moments for all of us in our relationships where it's best for us to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course that we share with another person. So if we're really into wanting to control everything, we really want everything to go the way we're expecting it to. We've got our own agenda and we've got our timings and we've got the way we want something to play out. If we're insistent on that kind of energy, we're going to bump heads with someone and it's not going to work. So we're not going to be in flow. So this time Spirit is saying the best thing that you can do is to be in flow and let the other person dictate that course of action. The other thing to consider, of course, is it's going to assist you when it comes to looking at sharing your goals, your combined goals and your desires. Yeah. So allowing there to be a little bit of flow in the relationship when it comes to your goals and your desires. And perhaps even letting go of the need to steer the ship when it comes to matters like this. Right now, the guidance is transcend above your own personalities and above your own needs. Now, all of us are going to operate in the world differently. We all have our personalities, our quirks, the way we look at life, the lens through which we look, and sometimes we're not going to be syncing very well. So the guidance around this is to rise above that, rise above the differences that you may be experiencing today, and allow the partnership itself to form its own identity and its own energy rather than you deciding how it needs to be. Yeah. So relax and see where this mutual journey leads the two of you. Now let's take a look at the prosperity message for this card today. So everything seems to work out well when we stop scrambling, stop forcing the outcome and running around like a chook without a head, and rather just allow the sea of opportunities to come to you, to raise your awareness so that you can see the potential of different things that are coming up for you. So to get into flow, we need to examine our own self-beliefs and our beliefs about abundance and money. So this is the prosperity message. The true meaning of our own personal currency lies in our skills. So it's not the money per se, but rather what your strengths are, what you are particularly talented at. And usually it's what you're most passionate about, where you have a skill or an expertise. And that truly is your personal currency. So have a look at what your talents are and your abilities are, and have a look at what your core beliefs are. This is your personal currency. So keeping in mind that everything flows from your inner world is going to be reflected in your outer world. So how you see yourself, how you value yourself, your skills, your talents, that is what's going to be reflected back to you in the outer world. When we're grateful to serve, when we're grateful to share and to contribute what we have, what our skills are, then we are creating flow in our life, and we are going to be attracting miracles and positive outcomes, positive vibrations. So being in a place of gratitude is helpful to us. It's helpful because we're going to attract good things to come our way. Everything is going to come to you easily. There's going to be flow in your life when you recognize your skills and you're feeling grateful to serve others by sharing what it is that you have with other people, your expertise, your knowledge. Yeah. Now, the little bit of guidance here around the protection message is be careful not to focus on external conditions. And when we see that things are not in flow and not in sync, and we just seem to be coming up against obstacle and obstacle and obstacle, and we're just not in that synchronicity, we're not in that flow or harmony with others or situations, then that's a time to stop resisting, to stop fighting, and just to pull back, to put your hand on the pause button and just, recognize that perhaps this is a moment where you just need to pause and to let all of that sort of chaos go by, allow yourself to calm down and your energy to come back to your center, and know that eventually flow will come back again. So relax and trust that the abundance that you desire will come back again, and you'll be on your way. There will be a time for you to get going again. So when there's resistance, when it seems like there's lots of lumps and bumps and storms happening, just pause and use that time to prepare, to recenter, to gather yourself. So my friends, that's the message for today. Going to the sea. What a beautiful message. How we can be in flow in our life, in ourself, acknowledging the flow within ourself, allowing, trusting, having faith. And in our relationships, perhaps just allow there to be, stop dictating the course of where it's going, and allow the partnership itself to have its own flow. See where it goes, see where the energy goes, and relax into it. And with our prosperity, of course, the same thing. Look at what your beliefs are around money and abundance and recognize that your personal currency are your skills and your strengths. Well, that's it for today, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed that message. And I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your week, and I do hope that things are in flow for you. I'll post this on Facebook and Instagram and my YouTube channel, Living with Spice, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye now.